The goalkeeper, international goalkeeper, is dropped, and Dobren has recently been transferred. So a key man up front in breakaways for the Romanians will be Radu, their little number 9. And he is very much the key man up front, having scored 24 goals last season, 22 goals the season before. There he is, the man who scored most of their goals when they won the Romanian Championship a couple of seasons ago and played Nottingham Forest in the European Cup last season. So it's Aberdeen to kick off, mindful, of course, of their last match at Pittodrie in this competition when they beat Ipswich Town 3-1. Weather conditions have been variable all day. A lot of rain has fallen, not longer than just a few minutes ago when the rain was coming down as the fans should have been coming. The crowd slightly disappointing, but that's the least of Aberdeen's worries, and the first little bit of confusion in that Romanian goal now. Right over the top by goalkeeper Ariciu, the man who's replaced the international Romanian goalkeeper Christian, and that might give him a little confidence at the start. Rugby's header putting Watson under pressure. Well, he reacted well to that. Hewitt beaten by Tulpan, showing fine control over a fullback. Careless ball played in by McGee, and Stanku getting across before Weir. Plenty of urgency about the play of Peter Weir. Well, McMaster on that excellent left foot, and the goalkeeper struggling. And Strachan gives Aberdeen the perfect start. The start that Aberdeen were obviously hoping for. And Gordon Strachan, with his 9th goal of the season, puts them ahead. So it was that superb early cross by John McMaster. Goalkeeper Ariciu at full stretch misjudged it slightly. And look at the control and the coolness of Strachan as he plays that into the empty net. Getting it back now to McMaster. There's Hewitt. Breaking the ball to Peter Weir. Zamfir doing well to stay very close to the Aberdeen winger. 16 caps he has, Zamfir. Good play from Peter Weir. Again, trouble with that cross ball in the Romanian defence. I think we can expect to see a great deal of balls played into the danger area by Aberdeen at the first possible opportunity. They've spotted how vulnerable the Romanian defence can be in that situation. There's Andy Watson. Now John Hewitt. Well, now the Romanian defence appears to be in total disarray. The original ball breaking to Watson at the edge of the box. His driven shot coming off the legs of Ariciu. And if Hewitt had just steadied himself a shade more, he might well have done better with that final shot. Stuart Kennedy. Hewitt. Little flick header towards McGee. This is Andy Watson. Well, Watson certainly got the scent for goal after scoring twice against St Mirren on Saturday. Corner kick to Aberdeen. Kennedy coming to the corner of the box. There's Rugby. And that was a fine chance for Rugby. The Romanians protesting that he was leaning as he came for that high ball, but Rugby might well, in fact, have scored with that header. It finished up going straight at goalkeeper Ariciu. Zamfir, a good turn of speed getting back. Turku onto Callow. And Strachan measuring that. Pass back towards Leighton. Certainly was going wide of goal, although Leighton had to look very smart to get across to it. Callow controlling it only for Watson. Now McMaster. McGee to Strachan. Strachan again. Forced wide towards Kennedy. McGee's at the far post. The goalkeeper is struggling again. There's McMaster. And how did that escape an Aberdeen foot? Driven straight across the 6-yard box by McMaster. Missed by McGee and by Hewitt, and that could so easily have been Aberdeen's second. Way through the first half, Aberdeen still leading by that Gordon Strachan goal. And eager for more. That pass from Watson, though, won't help. Beyond McGee. Tulpan has shown himself to be a very tidy fullback. the throw to Arges will be taken by Tulpan. That is number 10. Rugby for Aberdeen. Now Hewitt, he's found some room away from Kirsta. Well, I think he was overestimating the pace of Stuart Kennedy in the overlap. Lutza beaten comfortably by Kennedy. Now here's McGee. And that's come back in. And a marvellous goal by Peter Weir. Well, it looked as though the chance was gone, but Weir got to it in time. So the break on the right flank this time, and once again it was a cross ball delivered this time by Mark McGee, which had the Romanian defence all at sea once again. It appeared as though it had got past the far post, but Weir turned it in at that very narrow angle. McGee holding off 2 challenges. Now going for a run, and Zampier bringing him down in blatant fashion. So McGee, who was the victim of that dreadful tackle earlier on by Stanku, again taking some harsh treatment. The referee content to give a warning to Zampier, the Romanian fullback, as McMaster takes the free kick. Stanku's header. Strachan back to Miller. Romanian defence coming out again in a line. Again the flag was up on the far side. This time I think Kennedy was the man who mistimed the run forward. So the Romanians still playing this offside trap, which could so easily be breached by a well-timed run from midfield for Aberdeen. And this time it's Watson who goes down, and again the free kick to Aberdeen. Ignat getting a warning from the referee. Commanding figure, the Norwegian referee. A lot of work in the first half hour. Tulpan. Balutza running straight into trouble in the form of Strachan. Now Kennedy. There's Rugby in the box again. Well, Rugby certainly realises how vulnerable that Romanian defence is to high cross balls, getting forward at every opportunity. Not quite getting the header the way he wanted to. Balutza. Back to Ignat. Balutza again. Good piece of running by Callow, and obstruction I think it may be. No, the referee content to give the throw in to Arges. Here's Radu trying to turn away from Cooper. Ignat plays it in. The clearance from Rugby. Barbalescu fighting for it. Now Turku. Radu trying to find room for a shot. And Aberdeen combining. Play that up. The long ball from McMaster. Now we have McGee on his own. And that was so nearly Aberdeen's third. Well, the pace of Mark McGee again destroying the Romanian defence. McMaster again with the early pass from a deep position. McGee's pace going through. The final shot looked good enough, but it just eluded that far post. Now Hewitt running straight into Zampier. Well, he's certainly working very hard to turn the tide for Arges. Radu towards Callow. Cooper a bit careless with that pass forward towards Watson. This is Ignat. Radu. Barbalescu on the right, and Hewitt doing a good job back checking. Here's Strachan. McGee is forward on the right. Watson arriving also. Kennedy on the right flank. It's a good early pass by Kennedy, and Tulpan reacting well. Kennedy sweeping it in. And a marvellous save by Ariciu. for goalkeeping as Kennedy's cross, Hewitt's diving header, and Ariciu across very quickly to that left-hand post to save. The referee allowing advantage. Balutza trying to get away from Kennedy. Getting help from Callow. Balutza's got a good turn of speed, as you can tell, if he can leave Kennedy. This is Radu. Turku made the decoy run. This is Barbulescu. And that could so easily have been disastrous for the Aberdeen defence. Balutza's header coming in on the blind side. Now Aberdeen must remain diligent. Good build-up this was from the Romanian side. The decoy run from number 11, Turku, setting up the chance for the cross. Balutza coming in, and the ball finishing in the side netting. Barbulescu. Kirsta. Dropped right back. A marking role in central defence. Stanko to Zamfir. Zamfir appears to have decided that Arges have to come forward. Becoming more adventurous as the game goes on, the Romanian fullback, but that attack breaking down on Rugby. Here's McMaster. Trying to thread that through towards McGee, and the throw-in is the consolation. McMaster again. Sweeping that in towards Hewitt. The perfect header. Well, John Hewitt simply cannot be grudged that excellent goal. And again, the flighted ball coming in from the left foot of John McMaster. Hewitt rising above the Romanian defence, and look at the direction and the power behind the header. Just on the half-time whistle, Aberdeen's third goal. And just the morale boost, if they need any at all, that they welcomed for half-time. And that, in fact, was the last action of the first half.